Does the use of rom-coms improve or diminish the story in Drive Who, romance and science fiction, a combination that may seem unlikely at first, but one that has become a staple of modern media? The longest-running show, Doctor Who, has mastered the art of blending these two genres, often to great success. However, one aspect of the show that has sparked debate in recent years is the inclusion of romantic storylines, particularly in the form of romantic comedies or rom-coms. For those who are new to Doctor Who, it's worth noting that the show has a rich history of complex, epic storytelling that often features serious themes and darker subjects. In fact, many of the show's most iconic villains and storylines have explored some of the most pressing issues of our time, from racism to war to loneliness. However, in recent seasons, the show has taken a more lighthearted approach, incorporating more romantic storylines and even dedicating entire episodes to romantic comedies. While this shift has been met with widespread approval from some fans, others have expressed concern that the show's focus on rom-coms is diminishing the complexity and depth of its storytelling. One argument against the use of rom-coms in Doctor Who is that they rely on tired tropes and predictable plot developments, which can feel out of place in a show that has traditionally explored more mature and nuanced themes. By prioritizing romance and comedy over these deeper themes, fans argue that the show is sacrificing its intellectual and emotional depth. On the other hand, proponents of the show's more lighthearted approach argue that rom-coms provide a necessary respite from the show's often darker and more complex storylines. By incorporating more romantic and comedic elements, the show is able to create a sense of levity and joy that is often absent in more serious science fiction. Furthermore, rom-coms can also serve as a lens through which to explore themes and ideas that are more traditionally associated with science fiction. Take, for example, the show's 2006 episode, Love and Monsters. On the surface, this episode is a typical rom-com, following the misadventures of a teenager as he tries to woo his crush. However, as the episode progresses, it reveals a darker, more sinister plot that explores the consequences of choice and the limitations of free will. In this way, the use of rom-coms can actually enhance the show's storytelling by allowing it to engage with deeper themes and ideas in a more subtle and nuanced way. By blending romance and science fiction, the show is able to create a sense of tension and complexity that keeps viewers on their toes. Ultimately, whether or not the use of rom-coms improves or diminishes the story in Doctor Who will depend on the individual viewer. While some may feel that the show has sacrificed too much of its intellectual and emotional depth in its pursuit of lighthearted, romantic storylines, others will argue that rom-coms are an essential part of the show's appeal. In either case, the use of rom-coms in Doctor Who is undoubtedly a deliberate one that reflects the show's ongoing evolution and attempts to engage with a wider audience. Whether you love or hate the show's more romantic storylines, one thing is certain: they are here to stay, and they will undoubtedly continue to shape the course of the show in the years to come.